Hello, beautiful divine beings. I hope you are having a great day today. So, today I wanted to talk about God's divine economy. And this is based on the work of Greg Braden. I don't know if you know who Greg Braden is, but he is a famous scientist that has studied a lot of human history and everything, and he's basically saying that Darwinism, Charles Darwin, the that system that was created for this world, based in competition and division and struggle and scarcity. It's basically a lie, that the theory of evolution, is actually now coming out that it was all a lie. It was all made up to keep people at the top, and the people at the bottom, like to oppress the masses and to oppress the people. And so they built this Darwinian system in this world, and you can see it all around corporate America, and in everywhere. People fight for, because it's based on lack and scarcity. People fight for resources. You can see everywhere people are fighting for resources. They fight one another for resources. And then, in corporate America, there's a lot of division, and, it's like a dog-eat-dog world that they created. But it's all based on a lie. This theory of evolution has been a lie for so many years, and so many people have bought into it. But that system is now crumbling because it's based on a lie. And the truth that remains is really God's eternal truth. That's forever, for eternity, right? And so this divine economy is, what I'm calling it, is coming into fruition. You can see it everywhere. People are quitting their corporate jobs. The corporate world is no longer working for them, because it's not natural for us to be in competition with one another. It's natural for us to be in cooperation with one another, with each other, to help lift each other up, to help each other out. That's how society has survived for generations and generations, is by helping one another and live in cooperation, live in harmony, live in peace with one another. It's our world hasn't survived based on competition and division and fighting one another for resources. That's not the answer. The answer is working together in unity to create a world in harmony with each other and with all living things. That's the world that God created on this planet. But we've strayed from God's eternal truth, by believing in this Darwinian system of competition and division and struggle and scarcity. But if you look around the world that God has created, if you look around in nature, everything is abundant. Everything works in harmony with each other. The animals and the oceans and the forests, and everything works in synchrony and in harmony with everything in the environment. It's humans that have come along and created this world of destruction, first of all within ourselves. By eating the wrong foods, you start deteriorating the body, and then you do the same to all God's creation, because what's on the inside is reflected on the outside. And so when now we're going through this transition, we're transitioning into the truth. We're coming into our power, our divine power that God has given us, on this planet by coming to understand God's truth, because in school, yeah, we've been taught all these things, but I've come to understand a lot of it is lies. A lot of it is based on lies. And really, God's truth is eternal. It lives forever. And the truth is that, God's divine economy is based on cooperation with each other and helping your neighbor, loving your neighbor as yourself. These truths are eternal, and this is really the message that I want to get across to you, because as we're making our transition, more and more people are going to get more and more uncomfortable being in a corporate environment that is not supporting the spirit, that is not supporting your soul, God's mission for your life. It's going to become more and more uncomfortable to live in competition, with the people that you work with, or, to eat in a way that's destructive to your body, to eat in a way that's destructive to God's creation, is going to start changing the way you view yourself and the world. And really, God's economy has always been about cooperation, helping your neighbor, lifting each other up, living in unity. If we look at Christ in the Bible, like, he went around helping others. He was in service to others. And that's how, Christ was lifted up into the, the crown of God, as the King Jesus, And so this, Jesus Christ, was supposed to be a living example of how we are supposed to operate in God's divine economy. God's divine economy, you get compensated, you get provided for when you are living in alignment with God's laws. And God's laws, as I said, are based in cooperation. They're based in unity. They're based in harmony and helping your neighbor, being in service to humanity. That's how we rise up, to live as God lived, on this planet, to be an example to all humanity. And you switch over to a different economy, not the economy of the corporate world, that's based on Darwinism, on this theory of evolution that we bought into is false. It's been proven to be a lie. It's not the truth. We are divine beings, and we belong in a divine economy where we are working together to survive, to live, to thrive as a people, as living beings, because the economy of Darwinism is all about, fighting for resources and being against one another, and that's not the truth, and it's not natural for humans, and people will get more and more uncomfortable living in that world, living in the world of that was built by Darwinism, that was built around lies, that was built around this theory of evolution that has been proven wrong. It's not the truth, because we, like I said, we are divine beings. We come from God. We come, from the highest of highs, the King of Kings. And we are representing God here on this earth. And the more we come into this truth, the more we become like God on this planet, living as an example. And the more we come into unity together to lift each other up and to live in harmony with all God's creation and stop destroying one another. We stop destroying God's creation, and we stop destroying our bodies. You stop putting, you know, toxic substances and toxic foods into your body that is destroying the work of God, because we are God's divine creation. You know, our bodies, our minds, our soul, our spirit, you know, we're all created in God's image, you know. And what does, like I said, how did Christ live? Christ wasn't about competition and division and destruction and struggle and scarcity, you know, like, no, that's not what it says in the Bible. You know, like, we live by faith. We live by faith and not by sight, you know. And how many, ask and it shall be given unto you. Love your neighbor as yourself. You know, once we come into the realization that these laws, these divine laws, are eternal, we make the switch over into this divine economy where God provides for you. God provides for you. You're no longer in scarcity and lack and struggle. You know, you're provided for because God provides. God provides. And, you know, and you become healthier in every way, in mind, body, soul, spirit. In every way you become healthier and healthier, and you shine. You shine God's light through the Spirit in this world, you know. And how beautiful is this that we get this opportunity at this time to make this transition over to God's divine economy. You know, this world is so filled with so much information and knowledge and wisdom, and people are not using it. And this is, you know, this is really why I want to spread this information far and wide, is because people are not realizing what's really going on. You know, you see all this destruction everywhere on the news and all this and all that, but really what's happening is the system based on Darwinism is crumbling. It's crumbling because it's not the truth. God's eternal divine truth is eternal. You can't. It's like they've tried to keep it hidden away, but it can no longer hide. It's coming out. It's coming out into the light. It's coming out into the open. And the more people start to realize it and accept it into their lives, you know, the easier your life will get. What's happening is that people are fighting. They're fighting against this new divine economy that's trying to be birthed in this new world and this new earth. And if you read Isaiah 65:17 through 25, it talks about the new heavens and the new earth. And that's the world that we are being birthed into right now. And yes, you know, there will be a lot of destruction and, you know, a lot going on in the news and all this and all that. But really what's happening is a new world is being birthed, and it's more beautiful and more powerful, more divine than anything you could ever imagine, because it's got God behind it. It's got the creator of the universe behind it. And so once we come to realize and start to move more easily into that flow of this new divine economy being birthed, the easier life will get for you and for everybody around you, and for all of humanity as a whole, because that's really what's going on right now. And it's really about moving away from this Darwinian system, like I said, that's been based on lies and destruction and division and competition and struggle and scarcity. And we're moving into this new divine economy. The divine economy of God that is eternal is based on cooperation, on unity, abundance, and harmony with all living beings, with all living things, with all God's creation. And what does this look like? What does this look like? And it's moving away from corporate society where everybody is against each other, and it's moving into a position of service, to humanity. What has God placed in your heart? Looking for that purpose-driven mission that God placed in your heart, in your soul. For me, is helping people eat healthy, be healthy, live healthy, and come to realize their divinity, the divine being that God placed in you. This is my purpose, and this is my life's mission, because it's about living in cooperation and unity and abundance and harmony, coming into this divine economy that God has for us, and it's, like I said, it's moving away from the corporate system. That system is going to crumble because, like I said, it's based on lies, and the lies, it can only last so long, and the truth always remains. And so, a lot of people talk bad about MLMs, multi-level marketing companies, but I'm telling you, that is the future, because it's about working together. It's about lifting one another up. It's about, helping others, being in service to others. And this is how we are meant to bring in our abundance and our prosperity, our daily bread, is by being in service to others. And if you're ready to make that transition, please let me know, and I can help you make that transition. But like I said, it'll come a time where it's just no longer being of service to you anymore. Okay? If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. And if you're ready to make this transition and to help lift others up and working in cooperation, in unity and harmony with others, please let me know, and I will help you along the way. And many thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you spending some time with me. And I love you guys very much. And I hope you have a beautiful and fruitful rest of your day. God bless you.